Welcome to Burn Pilates. My name is Lydia, and today I'm going to be leading you through an intermediate standing mat flow. This is a great way to start your intermediate training, working in bringing more body awareness to how you are balancing, how you are stabilizing, how you are working your core, your posture, and getting the booty totally activated. This is a class where I'm using 2-pound wrist weights that can also double as ankle weights. You can include a set of dumbbells if you don't have wrist weights. I'm also including a yoga block, which will be used for different support along with being a step. Use what you have from home. Take the progressions as you wish and modify as you need. Listen to your body always. Set up your mat, set up your space, and let's get right into our full body standing flow. Just starting with your weights already around your wrists or holding onto your dumbbells. If you have dumbbells that you're using today, make sure that you're holding them with your knuckles spacing out, palms facing in. Take a soft light bend through your knees, hip bone width and distance through a parallel, spine is long. Pull your shoulders all the way up and connect them down. Roll your shoulders up and around, feeling where you're mobilizing. Your scapula is where you're mobilizing and finding stretch across the chest. And reverse opposite direction. If you feel that your lower back is arching and there's a vulnerability in it right away, check in with your abs. Pull them up and in. From here, stretching your torso as you lengthen your upper body. Connect with your glutes, send your arms long and lift all the way up. Find that high half toe position, toes spreading out to the mat. Take your heels all the way down. And as your arms make their way all the way back down, aligning into that shoulder width distance, take a hinge in your hips, knees softly bend. Breathe in and exhale, lengthen. Arms stretching out, full T. Activate through your upper body and holding that connection. Resistance, long and stretched, like you're trying to touch or reach for either side of your room. Heels lowering like you're pushing heels into grass. Softly hinge again at your hips. Knees bend, arms stack in that shoulder collarbone width. Press your feet into the floor, activate your glutes, stretch your legs all the way up and out of your hips, lengthen long. Let's go for one more. Just finding your balance, waking up your awareness, feeling also the weight that you're holding. Feeling where your balance is today. Lower your heels all the way to your mat. Take your arms down and turn your palms to face, knuckles forward, palms up. Stretch your arms up, and on your inhale, lower down. Exhale to lengthen, and inhale to lower. Taking your arms up and stopping right before you start to either round your shoulders forward or where you start to feel that the tension is in your neck or trapezius muscles. We want to activate through the back, activate through the triceps, controlling the movement down, pressing on up. Just check in with your profile here that in this hip hinge back, your stomach wall is pulled in. Your spine is in neutral. Ribs are knitted in together so that you aren't hyper arching out. Exhale to lift and lengthen. Inhale to lower. Let's go for a last set of 3. Exhale for 2. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Last one from here. You're gonna breathe in, lower your arms all the way down, and as you stretch on up, take your arms all the way up with you, shoulders back and down. As you lift your heels this time, you're gonna pull into a wide chest press position. Stretch your arms all the way out as your heels lower. Take a hinge in your hips and stretch your arms all the way and back. Shoulders away from ears, ribs knitted in, tailbone out. Keep the length to your spine. Feel your glutes activate and taking you up. And exhale. Balance. Stretch, heels to floor. We're just warming up our body's awareness. So don't move fast. Feel each part of your movement here so that you are aligning and you're finding that core stability. Deep breath in and exhale. Let's go for a last one. Feel your hips take your core into that vertical. pulling back, heels lift, legs are fully activated, stretching back down one last time. And exhale, lengthen. Take your arms all the way up to shoulder width distance. You are going to hold the position here, keeping your legs long. Have your feet, heels stacked right underneath your hip bones. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Take a full breath in. And on your exhale, lift your heels, reach your arms to the side. We're going to lower and lift for another set of 8. Inhale as you lower like you're pushing heels into grass, literally high heels into grass. Feel that press down. Get into a full work through your calves, hamstrings, and glutes. Deep breath in for 4. Exhale, stretch. Last 3. And exhale, lift. For 2. Exhale, stretch on up. Keep drawing awareness into how you're using your leg muscles to activate length through your knees. Lower your heels all the way down. Take a soft bend in your knees and keep your shoulders again rolled away down from the ears. Bend your arms, deep breath in. Exhale, stretch, reach all the way out. Always finding that shoulder collarbone width distance through your arms. You pull back, widen through your chest. Stretch on out. Back and chest work with weights. You should be feeling this all the way through the tops of your arms. So as you bring your arms to a bend, imagine you're pulling resistance. If you have the capacity to squeeze your wrist grip around your weights or use your fingers to grab air and pull back, find that tension. 4 more. Inhale, exhale, 3, core tight. Last set of 2. You're gonna go for 1 more here. Breathe in, hold the bend of your arms, stretch your fingers out if you're using wrist weights, and bring your arms all the way down, elbows into the sides of your ribs, like somebody's placing a newspaper right between your armpit. And at the same time, they're placing a newspaper between your armpit, they're giving you a cup of coffee. Grab onto the coffee, squeeze that newspaper in and lift. Stretch your legs all the way up and out. From here, we're gonna go for a last set of 3. Deep breath in, exhale, grow your torso in length. Take your arms all the way in, all the way up. Final 1, hold your arms in, turn your palms out. Feel that your shoulders are again, drop down away from the ears. Release your neck, you're in the external rotation from your shoulder. Take a full inhale, exhale, reach out, lift your heels up. 1 last time of 8. Send the energy out and pull in. Use your grip. Neck is long. You're activating into your lats, getting your back body right away on through total core engagement. For 3, deep breath in. Exhale for 2, and stretch. Finish 8 times, lifting your heels up and down, just a little bit more dynamically. Keep the arms out for 8, 7, lift, 6, 5, keep stretching. 4, neck is long. 3, core is tight. 2, those calves are feeling it. Last 1, take your heels down. Release your arms softly, smoothly, don't move fast. And from here, send your right foot all the way back. Take your hands, either lifting them up towards the ceiling or reaching your fingertips all the way in and around your sacrum. You could also wrap your hands together. There's different ways to do this stretch. The goal is to get a little bit of activation in your stretch through using your right heel on the floor to press down. You'll feel your calf elongate. It'll give you a bit of activation as well. When you're ready, switching sides, changing your arms if you need to have a little bit of a moment to hug yourself. Wrap your fingertips around your shoulders, or again, interlace your fingers behind you, or take your hands to your hips, stretching that left calf all the way down. Deep breath in and exhale. From here, you're gonna have your yoga block set up directly at the top of your mat. We're gonna step the left foot onto the block to start. And from here, what you wanna do is have your right leg set up where your parallel is long behind you. You're using the level that this block has lifted your left leg up to fully increase the stretch of your right thigh, like your foot is trying to almost Stretch deeper and deeper to the floor. We're cultivating this abdominal connection here. You're going to take your arms all the way up from here. Bend at 90 degrees, wrists are facing you. You want to send a little bit of energy back as you bend your left leg, just minimally enough to have a hip hinge. Notice that. From vertical, we went to a light hip hinge. Take a full breath in, and on your exhale, elevate the right leg up. Don't change how your spine is, and keep the ribs knitted together. Now, as you lower your right toes down, you're bringing your elbows all the way in towards your ribs, towards your lower ribs. And as you take your arms up, you're keeping your wrists over top of your elbows, creating this distance from elbows to ribs. So elbow goes up, you're stretching from here through armpit all the way towards your ribs, and you should be feeling this hopefully all the way down your core. At the same time, stretch your right leg out. Part of the intermediate nature here is that you're leveling up your connectivity to your body. Your left leg is soft. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. Moving like you're in water. Go for one more here. Deep breath into lower, and exhale, lift. Keeping your right glute squeezed. Keep your arms up, and from here, flex and stretch your toes. Just feel the articulation of your arch. Go for a last set here of 3, final set of 2. Deep breath in. And exhale, you're going to plant your toes in a flex foot position. Find the floor, keeping your arms lifted, keeping your wrists over top of your elbows. Flex your right toes, pull your left hip back. Now, contract your right booty. Feel it contract. You're using the floor. You're going to take your elbows down and up. Just halfway. Exhale. Core tight. Keep flexing your right glute, keep using the floor. Last set of 2, deep breath in, last 1. You're gonna take your arms all the way to your waist, pull your right leg all the way up, take a full breath in, and as you stretch, arms are gonna reach all the way out in opposition. Breathe in, lower your right leg halfway down, keep your left knee soft, and work as much as you can in contracting your right glute. Yes, you are feeling it in the standing butt, which is why you need to think more. Bring the mindfulness to that right glute. Stretching the right hip out means you are activating through your butt, which is why I keep saying squeeze the right butt. Stretch this hip out. Deep breath in. Exhale for 2. Last 1. Exhale, lengthen, and come all the way in, come all the way back. Take a step all the way off, and once you're here, you're going to be taking your left wrist weight all the way off, placing it around your left ankle. So left wrist weight now goes around the ankle, and from here, we're gonna work a little bit in opposition. What I want you to do is bring the block all the way towards the right so that you can step onto it with your right foot in a parallel. You're now going to be extending your left leg all the way to the side. Reach your right arm long. Take your left hand to the hip and stabilize as you need to make sure that you aren't starting to fall off your block. From here, you want to lightly bend your right leg. Send your hips back, pull your ribs in. Core is engaged. Your left leg is going to lift off the floor, and the one thing you want to be really attentive of here is that you are not tilting to the right. Your hips are back, your knee is bent, but it's not bent forward, it's bent to allow you to have the space to push your butt a little more back. From here, take a full breath in. Bring your right arm all the way towards the front, align it with your right shoulder, touch the ground with your left toes, and then stretch all the way up and out. Inhale as you lower down. Exhale as you stretch. So we've increased the depth again where the left leg is lowering right underneath the hip. You get to stretch all the way down and reach all the way out. Inhale and exhale. Try to feel that you're lifting that left leg up, holding a total parallel. Stretch out, contract your glute, get your hip to lengthen. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Whew. Work the balance. Last 2. You're going to go for a final one right here. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Now, as you lower your leg all the way down, what you're going to do is touch the floor in a full flexed toe position. So you're going to have a high half toe. You're going to, from here, reach your right arm up a little higher onto a diagonal, palm facing forward. Inhale. Exhale, bring your left leg up. Take your right hand down and contract this movement from your core. Exhale. You're always keeping a softness in the right leg, so it's really about pulling the weight of your left leg up using your abs, stretching all the way out. Right arms long, open up to the chest. Use your back. Use your lats, use your core. Inhale and exhale. Finish with one more. Deep breath in and exhale. From here, you're going to reach your right arm all the way up, and one more time, taking the movement with the left leg first. Hip hinge back, stretch your left leg long, point your toes. As you bring your right arm to the side, your left leg lifts. As you take your right arm back up to a diagonal, you lower your left leg down. Now, if you want to add more challenge, you're going to try to hover and not touch the floor. Hips staying back. Exhale. Neck is long. Go for a last set here of 3 and exhale. For 2. Final one. Deep breath in and exhale. Smoothly take your left foot down, bring your right arm also down so that you can give yourself a soft little release. You're going to take your right wrist weight off all the way, and from here, what I want you to do is set up right away with your left leg bent where you have a 90 degrees in your knees, both hands are on your hip, you're flexing your left foot, and from here what you're doing is you're just scooping your hips a little bit more forward. Think of not tucking under where you're rounding, but tucking your tailbone down so your hips can be under your ribs. I'm using the wall with my right hand. I need a bit of work in my balance. Do what you need for you. You're pushing your left leg back just a small inch in your movement ability in keeping your torso vertical. That's what you're paying attention to. So notice this. If I push my foot back further and my torso moves front, I know I went too far back. It's a very subtle movement because what you're trying to do is create resistance to the body in opposition. The leg pushes back, which means I have to drive my hips forward to keep the pelvis stable. Notice this for you. It's a great exercise, but it's really subtle. And you want to listen to what's happening in with your ribs and your posture. Exhale. Abs pulling in, go for a last 4, 3, 2, last 1, and bring your leg all the way down. Take your ankle weight all the way off. We're going to slab those ankle weights back into wrist weight position. Take some water if you need. This is a great opportunity to reset because we are going to go through the entire sequence on our second side. Notice how you feel as we go into the second side. You really want to bring the intuition of listening to your body into full play here, especially since you know the movements. You got a first round of practice. So we're setting up with the block in a long position. You're stepping your right foot on, and the left leg is going to start behind. So it feels kind of counterintuitive because we just finished with the left leg behind us, but now it's starting long. You want to take your body, find first that little subtle bend in your right knee where your hips are back. Your arms from here are going to take right away a bend of 90 degrees. Shoulders are rolling down and away from the ears. You've got those shoulders and elbows equal collarbone width and distance. From here, take a full breath in. On your exhale, you're going to lengthen your left leg all the way up, and then you're going to touch down. Think of this distance that we're creating from hip to toes, especially standing on that yoga block. You've got about 3 inches of space where you're trying to stretch down. So don't pull your hips in. Stretch down and away while your torso is stretching up in length. Inhale and exhale, lift. Squeeze your glute. We're going to add the arms. You lower down, squeeze in towards your waist, and exhale, lift up. So you're creating and cultivating, again, this opposition. The elbows go up, the leg goes back. We're working to keep the ribs and hips stable. This whole work really attacks the standing butt. So you want to bring mental activation into a physical engagement on your left side. Contract your left glute to stretch your left hip long. Abs pulling in. Deep breath in. And exhale. Go for a last one. Lower down and right away find the floor, flex your toes. Don't be too narrow, but be just close enough that you can pull your right hip back. You're gonna take your arms up from here, shoulders roll down, core pulls in. Now flex that left butt by pushing the left toes down, lower halfway and lift. Like you're pulling down. You wanna activate through your triceps, activate through your core. This is all standing ab work. Deep breath in and exhale. Lower for a last set of 3. Exhale for 2. Go for 1 more from here. Lower your elbows halfway down. Stabilize as again you lift that left leg up and off. Elbows pull down. So you have your elbows stacked under your shoulders. As you reach out, you take your left leg just a little higher. Lower down. Don't let your back overly arch. Lift from your glute. Contract from your abs. Push down halfway. Exhale to reach. You're elongating. Arms forward, leg back. Opposition. Last set of 2. Ooh. Deep breath in. Go for your last one. Lengthen up. Hold and slowly, smoothly step all the way up and off. You're gonna keep that left wrist weight on and take your right, bring it down to your ankle. Whew. That work really gets into the standing butt, which is again why you want to think of the muscles on the opposite side that aren't necessarily feeling the burn in the same way. It's all about bringing balance into the body from your mental work happening first. All right, we stepped onto that block with the left foot. The right leg is long. You're taking your left arm all the way out, shoulder back and down, collarbones wide, hip hinge softly back. So you've lengthened through your hamstring. Your core pulls in. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, lengthen all the way up and press all the way down. Taking the leg all the way up and press all the way down. Now that you have the movement, we're gonna add on. You're gonna take your arm, you're gonna take it forward, stretch forward, and then reach all the way out. Notice how you are feeling on the side right away and what's happening that right, because we don't want to start to externally rotate. You wanna keep your body totally solid. You're not swaying towards the left, and you're not swinging your leg up and down. Deep breath in and exhale. Go for a last set of 2. Deep breath in and exhale, lift. Take your toes all the way down, and from here, flex them into the mat, keeping your right leg long. The left leg stays in a soft bend. You're gonna take your arm all the way forward, and then holding right here, reach your arm up to a high diagonal, take a full breath in, and exhale. Reach your arm down. As you pull your right leg up using your abs, you also equally stretch your leg down from your core. Get that distance. Exhale, tailbone long. Reach, find the floor. Don't let the left leg start to bounce you up and down. Stretching out, keep feeling that increase of energy as you lengthen. Last time from here, taking your leg all the way down, reaching back out. Hips are softly back, left arm on that diagonal. As you reach your leg up, you take your arm down to shoulder height, armpit height. Deep breath in. I went too high on that one right there. We're going to a diagonal. Exhale. Right leg in parallel. Try to feel where you're using your back and your lat to pull the arm down. As your right leg lifts, go for a last set of 2. Stretching out last time. Exhale, lengthen, and smoothly take your leg down. Step off your block and bring right away that wrist weight off of your left wrist. Place your dumbbell down if you're using a dumbbell. Set up with your right foot flexed. Hips are forward, tailbone is drawing down as the hip bones are pulling up, the abs work. totally in the rectus, in the obliques, and even in the transverse to keep you stable. Little bend into that left leg, start to push your right leg back and create the opposition right away from that core engagement and keeping your hips static underneath your ribs. Ribs are static over top of the hips because of your rectus abdominis. Your upper body is static and vertical because of your obliques. And as you push using your right glute, the right leg back, it gets your butt, your hamstring. You are using your transverse abdominis, the little seatbelt of muscles right across your front two hip bones to keep your hips stable. This is a hard one for me because I have a natural arch in my lower back and my abs don't always engage, so if you are like me and you are feeling this in a challenging way, it doesn't look like much on film, but my gosh, do you feel it? Exhale for 3. Last set of 2. Go for a final 1. Press back and smoothly release. Take your foot down, and from here, you're gonna bring your ankle weight all the way off. Have your legs right away, hip bone width and distance. Take your arms, palms facing the ceiling all the way out, and just lift your heels lower. Feel the liberty in your legs. You're a little bit lighter. You're gonna take your arms forward and open. Collarbone width, chest and back activating, knees staying long, pulling the hips up using your abs, your glutes, all your leg muscles. Let's go for 4. 3, last set of 2. Last one, take your arms wide, bring your hands down. From here, you're gonna grab your block, you're gonna bring it back to the front of your mat, have it in the center, and from here, what you wanna do is step your left foot all the way back on. You're gonna take your right leg, and you're gonna have it directly next to you, toes flexed. Have your hands on your hips to start this off. You're gonna bring your right leg up to a bent 90 degrees where your foot is falling under your knee. You're not in a retire position. You're very much in a 90 degrees so that your hip can drop. Left knee stays in a soft, light bend. Spine is in neutral. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, you're gonna move through a développé, reaching your right leg back, full extension, hips forward, ribs aligned. So thinking of everything we've worked on in terms of the relationship of the hips to ribs, ribs to hips. Contract your right glute. Deep breath in and exhale. Trying to work every part of your body here. The stability of that left glute in the block is coming from your ability to pull the hip bone back, contract the glute without hyperextending the knee. Keep it soft. Reaching that right leg through the center. Stretch distance away from your right hip bone to rib using your abs. This is also great if you need to use a wall for balance. Go for it. Exhale, stretch. Deep breath in. Go for a last one from here. Reaching your right leg all the way to back. From here, bend your knee, come halfway down. Make sure your right thigh isn't in front of your left leg and stretch back. Inhale and exhale, just a little more dynamic. Press your heel into a flex position so that we can change the articulation of the foot to get a bit more activation to the back of the hamstring and leg. Have your arms where you need for balance. We've got a last set of 3. Exhale, inhale for 2. Last one from here, stretch on back. You're gonna reach your right foot to the floor. You're gonna turn your body right away. Have your left foot on your block where your right leg is also in a parallel. Reach your left arm up, bend your right knee, and just stretch all the way out. Collarbones wide. Take a full length, bring your body all the way up, and then from here again, reach on and over, bend your right leg softly. Keeping your ribs lifted, open up to your chest, and stretch on up. From here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna flex your left toes. You're gonna have your toes in your block, right leg is gonna be bent, and you're gonna have your hips just facing a little bit again more towards a back hinge, very soft. You're gonna, from here, rotate the left leg so you have the full length of the block. Stretch your left arm all the way out. If you need to step a little further back or scoot your right leg forward so that you have a full reach that feels right to you, feel that reach come into play. Flex your left glute. Take your left arm and right arm and frame your head, neck, and face, palms to the floor. From here, take a full inhale. On your exhale, press through the ground, lower your arms down, straighten your right leg with control, flex that left glute, keep the quadricep long, and then press on over. Exhale for 3, just move slow through the stretch and activation. In internal rotation, we really want to work so that we're intentional about how we're moving through our ankle joint, our knee, our hip, training that relationship to the abs and glute in support of the body and our stretch. Reach on out from here. Palms staying to the floor, knuckles staying up. Flex your left glute. And from here, lift your arms up for 8. Use your back, 7. Keep flexing that left glute. Exhale, lift. Final set here, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna bring your arms down first, step off the block second, open your legs all the way up into a wide parallel, wider than hip width distance. Bend your knee softly, and Pilates roll down, hands to mat. Try not to lock out your legs here and really allow for the stretch to be in a place where you're feeling the outsides of your feet to big toes grounding evenly and equally. You're not letting your knees fall in. You're sending your hip bones and tailbone up to the ceiling, but keeping your knees in just that soft, light micro bend. When you're ready, take your hands to floor, heel toe your way all the way into a parallel hip bone width and distance, and unravel one vertebrae at a time, setting up your block. For the second side, we're gonna go right away into our standing series. Right foot all the way up on that block. Take your hands to your hips. Find the positioning where, again, you've got a soft light bend into your right knee. As you lift your left leg up, you want your tailbone to be in neutral. The hip is dropped. You've got that distance cultivated from hip bones to ribs because of how we're using our abs to pull in and up, but also how to lengthen down. Working right away here from développé, take a full breath in. And on your exhale, travel that left leg all the way through the midline, stretch on out, create distance to that left hip as you squeeze and contract that glute. Pull all the way in. Whew. Abs stacking up. Breathe in to hold, and exhale to move. Try not to let your upper body go too deep. You want to listen to the direction that your leg and hip are moving in to adjust your ribs and torso. Right knee staying soft. Inhale and exhale. See where you can refine your technique as you do this. You always want to be working for more length, more connectivity from your abs, engagement through your upper body and maintaining correct posture. Stretching out that left leg entirely as you keep your right knee just soft enough not to lock out your joint. Bend your knee, come all the way in, just halfway towards where your left thigh and right thigh are in a parallel position. Let's flex the foot, take a full breath in, and from here, 8 kicks all the way out, full stretch, deep breath and pull in. Exhale, press. Core tight in both directions. You pull in from the abs, you stretch out from that glute. Last 3, last 2, last 1, full stretch back. Take a moment to step all the way off, and from here, turn your right foot into a parallel, have your left leg also in parallel, and from here, right arm up, bend your right leg just enough to stretch and reach away. Full length, deep breath in, and exhale. Let the right foot seek and find grounding as your right arm stretches up and out of your ribs. Come all the way up, and from here, you're gonna flex your right toes. We're going into our internal rotation. Check that your left leg is in a parallel, and as you rotate through your hips, the right toes are staying flexed. You're sending your arms all the way out, adjusting your distance and spacing as you need to fully reach. You don't wanna be short. This would be short. You wanna keep extending out. Find that stretch. Take a full breath in, contract into your glute, pull your core in, stretching your upper body all the way up and out. Take an inhale, and from here, exhale, lift your arms up. For 6, for 5, last 4, 3, keep contracting that right glute. Take a full breath in and exhale smoothly, taking your arms, stretching all the way down as you lengthen, and then slowly bend, hips back, arms reaching, flexing to that right glute. Don't feel like you have to stretch 100% of your left leg. You're listening to how your body's moving here. We're using our glute, pulling our abs up, using the floor as resistance. Take a final lift, deep breath in. Stretch all the way out, lengthen, 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 and smoothly step all the way up off your block. Open your thighs and take an external rotation. As you bend your knees, take your hands to the insides of your thighs, or even bring your forearms onto the insides and just give yourself a stretch here, either in movement or stillness. Lengthening through your neck. Take a full inhale. And on your exhale, using your glutes to stretch all the way up, toe heel your way all the way in, and take a full breath as your arms open up, expand through your chest. And exhale, reach arms to ceiling. Take a full inhale, palms and fingers interlaced together, stretching up, press to your floor and mat. And as you extend and open wide, split your energy through your arms and feel that length that you've cultivated all the way through the ground, up through your center. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for this class. As we move and progress through our intermediate series, the goal of listening to your body is going to be something that you are going to be working more into your practice. If, of course, you have comments or questions, leave them for me in the comment section below. I love to learn from you what you are looking for from me to help guide you deeper into understanding your body, your movement, and developing your own practice. Thank you so much for joining class. If this is your first time, I invite you to subscribe to Burn Pilates and join me for weekly classes designed in a Pilates methodology that works stability, mobility, and flexibility. Have an awesome morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you at the next burn.